Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Spotlight. And today we have with us MD of Apollo, Miss Reddy, and I'm going to ask her about where is the age in healthcare.
Where is the edge in healthcare?
Yes.
So I think, we've made so much progress. Like I said earlier, from where we were to where we are today, over the past 40 years, we've improved life expectancy from 54 to 76. Infant mortality has come down by a factor of 4, maternal mortality by a factor of 10x. So if you look at the changes that we've made, we've definitely increased lifespan. We've increased health, and as we increase lifespan, our focus is on increasing health span, which is also the quality of life. To do so, we feel that, we have done a lot of work in terms of the government has done a lot of work. I think the private sector has also done immense work in using the knowledge and the data that we've collected over 40 years and really distilling it to create solutions for the future. And those solutions are using AI. So we have large language models using the data that we've collected. We have developed the clinical intelligence engine, which you can call and doctors can use it to find out what is the best treatment protocol for certain symptoms. Having said that, I think working the government of India itself has a database 750 million UHIDs, out of which 250 million have uh, patient records. So I think they've done an incredible job. There is also Ayushman Bharat, which enables people to get healthcare, but this is episodic healthcare. What we believe we have to do for the next generation is to really find out, to pick up um, issues in very early stage, like the propensity for cardiac, for a heart attack, or you know oncology is growing at 18%. What we need to do is to pick it up early and have the ability to reverse disease. And this is what AI will enable us to do. At Apollo, with Microsoft, we've developed the cardiac risk score. We've also looked at, because India is a heterogeneous population different from the West, we've picked up the differences in the Indian population and identified Indian males, for example, their PSAs are much lower. So, we're able to look at the uniqueness of every individual, especially Indians, and using AI and the intellectual property that we've gained over the years to leverage this across the government's uh, digital system. And that's where, when that happens, you will see 750 million Indians benefiting from the work that's been done in Apollo, in AIMS, in different parts of India. Will be able to really leverage, accelerate, and create a democratic utilization of AI. So it's not there just for the rich people who come to us, but it's available for many Indians.
So, what are the current challenges did you see with collaboration with other countries like Africa and Japan? Would like to some share some insights.
I think we have to make the effort. So unless I think this is the first step, we are making efforts. When Chairman came back from the US 40 years ago, he brought all of the process changes. So I think the government now has to say that for India to leapfrog into the next century, that we have to have these collaborations and we have to enable doctors, researchers, we have to bring them to India because one, India does not have enough capital for research. Our spending on research is only 1.8% of GDP. So we have to collaborate with the rest of the world. We have to ease this, the process of collaboration, enable doctors from over the world to come and practice here and bring out and really move to that cutting edge of research.
Right. Like to recommend one book or movie recommendation for our viewers, especially the young doctors and the people who are going to pursue their career in healthcare sector.
Well, the book that chronicles our life is The Healer by Dr. Reddy, his autobiography. I think there are lots of lessons for doctors and more importantly for pioneers to think differently and to believe that nothing is impossible.
Great. Thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate